Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So this is the Look at Layers collection that is being launched this week, and these are the different shapes that you have in that collection. You've also got some flowers that you can add to your designs just to make them even more pretty. So in this video the dies that I'm going to use are the ovals and the rectangles. Now if you use the outer die, it will give you that shape. If you use the die with the circle one, it will give you that shape. Using it with the detailed layer will give you that shape. And then using the two together, the two smaller ovals together, will give you that shape. You can always cut another layer in a different colour to contrast underneath the shape, and that can be added wherever you would like it. This is the same. There's the basic flat shape, there's the frame, there's the detailed layer in the centre, that's the two smaller dies cut together, and the plain one used on its own as a backing layer. So to make my base cards, I've taken an A4 piece of card, folded it in half and then cut it in half, and that will give me 4 bases. And from the designs that I've cut, I'm going to create my cards. So I'm going to have my base panel there, I'm going to add that to the top, then I'm going to use that one on this card, and I'm going to put a thin layer of foam tape around there just to raise that up from the design. And then we'll do the same with this. We'll add that to the card, but this time we'll put some foam tape around that one, and then we'll add this and this, and that will give us 4 really pretty cards to work with. Now just to mix things up a little bit, I've stuck those down to the card. They're going on that card, but I thought we would separate these and have 2 different looking cards with both of the dies being used. So there we've got 2 mix and matches, 1 lilac and 1 white and red. Now for this layer, to the back of all these little star shapes, I've added a small foam pad, and I'm going to fasten this to the front of this shape so that that colour shows through. And then with some more foam, I'm going to add these to my card. So before I add this to the card, I'm going to wrap it with some ribbon and add a little bow. And then I've created another mat that will sit on there, and that's going to go in an embossing folder. So there we have 2 that are ready to be dressed. This has got the embossing folder underneath it, this one doesn't. But this one will also have a panel that's been embossed underneath it, and that will go along there. And then I'm going to put some glue around the edge of this and add that to the card. And then I'll put foam tape around here and add that to the top. So for my foam, I have got some strips, some sheets of foam that I got from Craft Stash, and all I'm going to do is cut these down into thinner strips and add these to my card. So just take the backing off one side and curve these around the frame. And then once you've done that, these can then be added to the top of that card. And as long as you cut them thin enough, they won't be seen from the front of the card. Now with the ribbon that I have left from this, I've decided to weave it through these pieces on here. So I've put a central piece in, and then I've missed a line, and then I'm going to weave in another line along here, And all I'm doing with this is just fastening it or letting it glue to the foam pads on the back. So that will stay there. Now I'm sure you've gathered by now that I'm just making this up as I go along. But that's the fun of card making. You can change your mind, add things to it as you wish, and just make it look different each time. So we'll cut that off there, we'll cut those off there, and then we'll make sure that there's enough glue in place to add that to the card. And then with what's left I'll create another bow and add that somewhere on that panel. Now for this card I've added foam pads to the back of all the larger pieces, that's all these. This has been added with foam around the edge, and I'm just going to take the backings off this and add this to my card. And now we can dress those up even further with some flowers. So now to decorate the cards. For this one I've added a chipboard happy birthday, and I've put some mulberry flowers on there. For this one I've added the bow and the ribbon, and I've put some pearls on it. For this one I'm going to use the flowers that are in the kit, and I'm just going to ink the edges of them with some purple ink. And then I'm going to shape these and cut into them to make them fit my cards. So I'm going to take a small pair of scissors and I'm just going to snip down towards the centre. Don't go all the way, and you don't need to do every one. But we're just going to separate the petals so that we can add some shape. Now once we've done that, and we'll do that to the smaller one as well. Now once we've done that, we can turn them over and just add some shape to the edges of the petals. And then if you turn it back, you can push into the centre, and that will curl those petals up, and it will also separate them for you. And now with a little spot of glue, we're just going to glue those together, and I'll carry on and do the rest off camera. So there are my flowers for this card, but I would like some greenery with this. And this is some that I have left over from another card. So we'll just add these little pieces of greenery into the back of the flowers. And then these are the other flowers that I have left over from the same cards, and that was the monogram cards that I made, and these will have the leaves that will sit on there like that, and that needs sentiment and that needs a sentiment. So I've added my flowers, I've added some glitter to my flowers, and I've used sentiments from different places. These were just strips of sentiments. This is a chipboard one, and this is one from the die set. So there are my 4 cards completed. They're in A6 size and they've used a varied assortment of items to decorate them. Now the flowers on this one are from the same collection. These flowers were some that were left over from using this die. The word is from the Thinking of You, this Thoughtful Words collection, and I've used this embossing folder. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.